Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Sunday edition of the Chuckload of Comics Show, your source for nerd news, comic book reviews, movie talk, everything happening in the world of fandom over the past 7 days. We break it down for you every single Sunday right here on YouTube. If this is your first time to this channel, take a second, click the subscribe button, join us here every single Sunday for all the fun, for breakdowns like headline news, for dweebs and geeks and nerds, people just like you, people just like me, people like Shauna. We've got a massive crop of nerd news for you guys this week. Jamie Foxx has been announced to appear in the new Spider-Man 3 Work From Home as Electro. He's going to be reprising his role as Electro. That is massive, and we're going to do a deep dive into what that means for the future of the MCU. Cobra Kai Season 3, we got our first trailer for Season 3 of Cobra Kai, and we got a release date, and we got confirmation of a Season 4. We're going to break down that trailer inch by inch, frame by frame, just in case you missed it. Raised by Wolves, Season 2 has been teased over at HBO Max. We're going to kind of say exactly what the showrunner said about Season 2 of Raised by Wolves, and maybe even Season 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh my gosh!
More on that in just a second. And finally, Ms. Marvel has been cast. The long-awaited Disney Plus TV series, the new fan-favorite character, Ms. Marvel, has been cast. So we're going to give you all the dirt on the upcoming Ms. Marvel TV series. But before we get into all the nerd news of the week, guys, quick reminder, Baltimore Comic-Con, what is proving to be probably the largest, most badass comic book convention online on the planet. Right? In the history of the world. Baltimore Comic-Con's coming October 23rd through the 25th. We got some new guest announcements.
Oh, and they're doozies.
Shauna, break down. what got announced over for Baltimore Comic-Con Live this week?
You are not going to believe this. You got Mr. Scotty Young himself.
Scotty Young. The importance of this cannot be understated. Scotty Young doesn't do virtual Comic-Cons. We tried to have him on mainframe 1, 2, 3. He said, thanks, guys, but I don't do virtual Comic-Cons. But since it's Baltimore, it is the most beloved comic book convention amongst on the planet amongst creators and comic book people. He said, it's Baltimore. Absolutely, I'll do it. So Scotty Young, virtual panel going on at Baltimore Comic-Con. Who else got announced this week?
Oh, this one's exciting. Mr. Mark Miller.
Oh, my God.
I know, right?
I talked to him this week, and he is so excited about Baltimore Comic-Con. He is going to, Mark Miller, you know.
Of course.
Kick-Ass, Wanted, Old Man Logan, freaking The Kingsman. The dude, the entire Miller world that's going to be on Netflix, he wants to just do a crazy panel. He wants to do what he's calling a Miller's Pub.
I love it.
Irishman, over the pond. He's going to be at the drinking time, whereas we're going to be at like noon. So we'll see what goes on with Miller's Pub.
It's going to be fun and interesting.
But he said he just wants to have a crazy, wild, fun panel.
Love it.
So get excited. Mark Miller's coming to Baltimore Comic-Con live online, totally for free. Who else we got this
we got Mr. John Campea.
That's right.
Yes.
John Campea from the John Campea Show. If you're watching this show on YouTube, I'm sure you know who John Campea is. He is now, he's really excited to come to Baltimore Comic-Con. He's got his new movie coming out, his new documentary film called Movie Trailers, A Love Story.
Yep.
He said this is the first time he's ever been invited to a convention as a filmmaker. So he's super stoked. He's going to come. He's going to be bringing maybe some first look footage.
Oh, so exciting.
Maybe a trailer. We'll see if he's even putting together a trailer for it, if it'll be ready. He said the movie is planned to still come out in 2020, probably in December. So get the first look at John Campea's new film. It's all about movie trailers. Everything from, Superman the movie to Tim Burton's Batman to people doing trailer reactions on YouTube. Like, what do movie trailers mean to the fandom culture? It's killer looking documentary.
I love it.
I've seen clips of it, and it just looks fucking phenomenal. So get excited. John Campea doing appearing live at Baltimore Comic-Con. Who else got announced this week?
Well, you can't have John Campea without Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett.
You can't have Rocky without Bullwinkle.
Right?
You can't have Batman without Robin. And what would Campea be without Robert Meyer Burnett? Robert Meyer Burnett, you can't have a virtual Comic-Con without Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett.
Absolutely
he was on the very forefront of virtual Comic-Cons. He's been at every single mainframe Comic-Con. Really as good as it gets as far as panel moderation at virtual Comic-Cons, and I'm sure at physical cons once we open those doors back up. So very excited for Robert Meyer Burnett to come back. Who else got announced this
exciting
week?
Too. Mr. Christopher Cantwell.
This is interesting because Christopher Cantwell. He's the new hot badass name. Over at Marvel, he just released that new Iron Man #1. That's
so
the
good.
one with the kick-ass Alex Ross cover. I think it was Cafu did the art in that. Oh, shit. The fucking book's so good.
Unbelievable.
He's not going to do a panel that I know of, but I know he's going to be doing private signings.
That is so cool.
So it's going to be, I think he's only doing 20 of them.
Okay.
Tickets for those are going to go on sale this week. Very, very moderately priced tickets.
Yeah.
It's only enough to really cover the cost of, because I mean, we got to buy the books. We
Right.
got to ship the books to Chris. We got to have Chris ship the books back to
Yes.
us. Then we got to ship the books to you. Chris said he's not accepting a single nickel.
That's amazing.
He doesn't want to charge the fans a single cent. So the ticket price just covers the expenses of making it happen. So what it's going to be, it's going to be 20 people in a big group Zoom chat. He's going to go around the room. He's going to sign everybody's copy of Iron Man #1
That's amazing.
and ship them out to you.
What a nice guy.
He was so freaking cool, man. He's like the nicest guy on the planet. Who else got announced?
Speaking of nice guys, we got Mr. Lloyd Kaufman coming.
Can't have a virtual con. Can't have any con without the
Lloyd
president of Troma Entertainment,
Right?
Mr. Lloyd Kaufman. Also doing autograph sessions.
Oh,
so
so
tickets for
cool.
those are going to go on sale this week. So, and they're selling a very limited number.
Yeah.
So there's only going to be, I think, 20 of each of those. So if you want to meet Lloyd Kaufman in a group Zoom, he's going to be signing headshots of him and Toxie,
Oh,
shipping them out to you. He also wanted to set his prices really, really low. I think they're only going to be like $25.
that's amazing.
Again, that covers the cost of the printing of the photos and the shipping and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
and you get to hang with Lloyd for a whole hour.
It's just so cool that these creators are doing that for all the fans. They're trying to make it more like a convention,
I know.
because you get to walk up and see him and say hi for free.
Yeah,
So,
I talked to Lloyd, and
sweet.
he was like, "Look, man, I'd rather price them really low and have a lot of people in it than try to price gouge people and have like 5 people. So let's just make it for the fans." So, anything else, or was that pretty much it for the
that
week?
was it for now.
Well, I have it on the highest authority that there are some other massive names that have yet to be announced. So check it out at BaltimoreComicConLive.com. Again, it's October 23rd through the 25th.
That's
They
correct.
also have the live Ringo Awards that are going to be going on. There's rumorings of Kevin Smith making an appearance.
Oh,
So check it out. Not BaltimoreComicCon.com, BaltimoreComicConLive.com.
that's right.
So check it out for more information. So guys, we got a massive crop of nerd news to get into this week. So let's not waste any more time. Here it is, this week's nerd news. Check it out. All right, guys, first massive nerd news story of the week. It was announced this week that Jamie Foxx will be appearing in Spider-Man 3 and reprising his role, the widely beloved character of Electro. I say that completely sarcastically. Not that we'll get into the character of Electro, but he's going to be appearing as Electro in Spider-Man Work From Home, working title.
There you go.
This all comes from the Hollywood Reporter, Jamie Foxx, who played, the classic Spidey villain Electro. This was in the Andrew Garfield movie Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's in final talks, according to the Hollywood Reporter, to reprise his role in the latest Spider-Man installment, Spider-Man 3 Work From Home. This is going to be the Tom Holland film. If I keep saying it, then it'll happen.
That's right.
This is a Marvel Studios Sony Pictures thing. The movie is set to be released in December 2021. I highly doubt that's going to happen. I wouldn't hold my breath.
In this age, no.
Only because Marvel moved pretty much their entire slate of films back like about 6 months. Black Widow got moved to May, and then Eternals got moved to, I believe, November. So chances are Spider-Man Work From Home is going to get moved into 2022 without a doubt. They haven't even started filming it yet. But having said that, let's do a little deep dive on this Electro character here. I mean, of all the characters,
Right.
Of all the characters you could have picked from all the other Marvel movies,
You went.
why Electro?
Right,
Why
exactly.
Electro? I just can't. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
Massive
of
Jamie
course,
Foxx. I would
everybody.
watch Jamie Foxx read the lesser parts of the Bible. And
Right.
I'd have him read the phone book, and I would pay to watch it. He's a fucking phenomenal actor, but not his most widely beloved role.
Right.
As
and
Electro.
not the most widely beloved Spider-Man film.
Yeah, film.
Yeah.
Both by
so-
critics and by fans.
Right.
Doesn't I would, for my money, I would have rather seen Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Or
even Green Goblin.
Green Goblin,
That would've been- we know they're dead people. We get it, but
Don't yell at us. We know they died at the end of the film, but this is the world we live in. I mean,
Right.
if we can have Electro come back, we can have Doc Ock come back. Honestly, I mean, nothing would have made me happier to hear that Doc Ock's coming back. But
Right.
anyway, we'll get into that later. Even the Lizard, the Lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
#1, better than Electro.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd have taken Paul Giamatti's Rhino over
I forgot
Electro.
about that.
Oh yeah, also from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
So This is huge.
Yeah.
This is massively insane on so many levels. It could be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My money, if I had to put an over and under on, is this just him doing the role over again, or is this cracking the multiverse wide open? My money goes on cracking the multiverse wide open.
Absolutely. I mean, we've already had some pretty sharp clues that the multiverse is coming. I mean, we had that poster in Morbius.
The Morbius trailer when he's walking
also
down the street and you see
the
it
amazing
clearly
Spider-Man.
it's Andrew Garfield's
Yeah.
Spider-Man suit and it
Yeah.
says murderer. That's in a completely different universe.
Yeah.
God, we saw the J.K. Simmons
Yes, at the end of Far From Home.
Far From Home,
Yeah.
reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson.
Which
I mean,
was
that's
obviously Tobey Maguire's.
that's jumping ship, sort of. You know, it's a completely different universe.
Absolutely.
We know Doctor Strange 2 is going to be the multiverse of madness. We
One
know
of the movies I'm
they've
so
been
excited for.
slapping us in the face
Yeah.
with all the freaking warning signs and clues that they're going to do this massive multiverse crazy crossover. WandaVision, we know, is going to
Yeah.
kind of rip the fabric of reality wide open. We know that
this is so exciting.
King the Conqueror is going to come
Yeah.
into Ant-Man 2 and do some crazy time jumping.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing off the table at this point.
Yeah.
Like if they announced that Tobey Maguire was going to come back and have a role in Spider-Man Work From Home, I wouldn't be surprised. A week ago, I'd have been shocked. They announced
Yeah.
that now, I'd be like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yep.
It worked for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated film. People are used to seeing a multi-Spider-Verse world.
Yeah,
It works. They've
I know.
tried it. They tested it. It worked phenomenally. It won an Oscar.
I completely agree. I mean, it's working and it's making sense. You know, Venom worked also, so they're tying all that in now too. I mean,
I
that's a
think-
completely different multiverse.
Absolutely.
As well.
I think behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Marvel and Sony were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
Let's just fucking go for broke. Let's tie everything together. We need to put asses back in the seats. We need to fucking wow people because it's going to be hard to top that whole
Right.
lead up to Thanos. How are we going to top that? Let's just freaking put all our cards on the table. Let's mix
Hell
the shows,
yeah.
the shows with the MCU movies, the MCU movies with the Sony movies, the Sony movies with the old Fox properties. There's no reason why we can't get Wolverine back, and you know, Patrick Stewart is fucking on anything.
Yeah.
Is on the table.
Oh my
We
gosh.
live in a world where this one little tiny piece of news with Jamie Foxx
Yeah.
is so big.
It's breaking ground.
It's huge. Or it could just be nothing. It could just be Jamie Foxx wanting to reprise his role. It could be a completely different Electro, but I highly doubt it. If you're going to do
Oh.
Electro again
yeah.
as a
And have the
completely
same
new character,
actor?
you don't hire the same person.
Right. No, not at all.
This is going to be the same Electro, mark my words.
It is.
And I think Molina's coming back as Doc Ock if he's still alive. Man, I'm pretty sure he is. See them all coming back.
Oh,
It's all
man.
happening, man. Get excited about the future of the MCU, the future
right.
of the Venomverse. It's all going to be badass. We're going to have freaking Kraven the Hunter. It's going to be fucking sick.
Oh,
So
yes.
we could talk about this one topic all day long, but we got to move on to other nerd news, guys. So sound off in the comment section. What do you think about Jamie Foxx appearing in Spider-Man 3? And let's move on to our next little story here. We got Cobra Kai.
Oh my gosh.
Season 3 of Cobra Kai. We got our first teaser trailer. We also got a release date.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai crushing it over Netflix,
I
man.
know.
I thought you guys all watched it on YouTube. Apparently not, because I remember when it dropped on Netflix. It was like everybody had seen it for the first time. I'm like, guys, this shit's
Yeah.
like 2 years old. What
Yeah.
do you?
It was
welcome
number
to the
one
program.
on Netflix for like a month.
It's crushed. It's gotten
Yeah.
great reviews. It's getting killer views. You know, YouTube's probably pissed.
I
but,
know.
Anyway, they announced the upcoming third season. It's going to arrive January 8th,
Yeah.
2021.
At
And
the
this,
end of that teaser trailer.
yes, we'll get into the teaser trailer. We're going to pick this teaser trailer apart. It was so beautiful. Wonderful piece of cinema, this teaser trailer. It was also
right.
revealed in the teaser trailer that the fourth season is in the
Yeah.
works.
In training.
Season 4 in training, it said at the end of the trailer. So very excited.
I know.
Congratulations, Cobra Kai,
No
for doing
kidding.
such gangbusters on Netflix. You guys totally deserve it.
Absolutely.
For the cheesiest show ever made. It's
Right.
so enjoyable.
It's just, it wouldn't be as good without the cheese. I mean, it's just, that's what makes it great.
Yeah. Well, let's get into this trailer.
Yeah.
So, loved it right off the bat. Very sad trailer.
It is.
It really focuses around spoiler alert, if you
Yeah.
haven't finished season 2 of
Cut away.
Cobra Kai, cut away for right now because we're going to get into it. So season 2 of Cobra Kai ends with that school fight.
Yeah.
And the Johnny's kid
Yes.
kicks Johnny's student off the railing at the school. He falls and breaks his back. So that's the
exactly
basis
how
of the entire trailer.
starts. This first shot here, you've got that kick right to the chest, and then you see him falling over the railing, and the
The whole trailer is him
continues on.
falling.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it cuts from
It's
him falling to
intermixed with like shots like this where you see Johnny and Danielson in the background, like obviously distraught.
Like you always call him Danielson. You either call him Danny or Danielson. Just call him
It's
Daniel.
Danielson.
Okay.
Then
Miyagi's dead. He's not Danielson anymore.
That's
But
true.
anyway.
He continues falling. And then, cuts to this scene where you see Johnny, which looks like he might be in jail, but then...
Love that shot.
Yeah.
Because that's not Johnny in jail. That's not Johnny behind the bars. That's Johnny in front of the bars.
Right, because the next shot you see is his son who kicked Johnny's student over the balcony.
Following this?
Yes. He is now in juvie.
He got caught. Because if you
Yeah.
remember in season 2, if I'm remembering season 2 correctly, he, after the big fight, he runs away. So he's kind of on the lam. I guess
He
the
must
law
have got
caught
caught.
up with him, and so now he's in jail. And
Yeah.
so Johnny's visiting his son in jail.
Fought the law and the law won.
Very, very sad
I know.
trailer.
And then it continues with the falling.
A
And
lot
then
of
you
falling
see
in this trailer.
Daniel here.
Daniel
Kinda
Russo.
Daniel Russo just kind of sulking and, I don't know, reflecting on...
Very sad.
Very sad looking.
A lot
and
of
then
sadness.
More sadness with Daniel's daughter and wife, and they're in the hospital, obviously, and she is totally distraught and in tears.
What I like about this trailer is the audio of it. I like how it's set to the like his heart monitor, where the heart monitor picks up speed, or at least gets louder, all while the Cobra Kai people are chanting Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai,
Right.
Cobra Kai, while the fucking heartbeat thing's going on. It's really, really cool.
It's very cool.
Trailer totally works.
Oh, yeah. And then after another falling shot, we get Hawk here.
Oh, fucking Hawk.
Chuck hates Hawk.
I hate Hawk.
Shirtless Hawk.
In a cheesy show, he's even cheesier.
Yeah.
This is the show's cheesy level. Hawk's like,
He
can't stand him.
brings the cheese, and then
anyway.
he can't stand him.
I liked him when he was a nerd. I don't like him
Yeah.
when he's all, I'm Hawk. Anyway.
One thing about Hawk that always confused me is he's got a lot of tattoos, and I'm thinking, you're in high school. How are you getting these tattoos? Anyway,
It's 21st century, man.
that's true, but he's got bloody knuckles. That's the biggest
Yes.
thing to take from this
And
shot.
it looks like he's standing over somebody.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then in the next shot, we see Kreese.
John Kreese.
John Kreese with a bloody nose. So what does that mean?
Is Hawk getting involved? I think John Kreese is really training these kids to like
Bare knuckle
be
box.
freaking bare, like they're training them to be really, really bad.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think he's saying, "Hey, man, hit me, hit
Yeah.
me, hit me."
And
And
he
he knows
finally
Hawk
does.
is incredibly impressionable because
Yeah.
he's a jackass. So yeah, I think Kreese and Hawk are Kreese and Hawk. It's like Chicken Hawk.
Yeah, I know, from Bob's Burgers.
Anyway,
Chicken Hawk.
so then it finally, the trailer kind of wraps up to the shot of
The hospital bed.
Johnny's student in the hospital bed.
Yeah, and then you see Johnny.
Is he dead? Is he not dead? I like how it like slowly starts pushing in on him. He's
First
he's
we
got
see
the halo.
Johnny there at the hospital checking
Yeah.
in on him, and then it slowly cuts to him closer and closer, and then boom.
And finally, you see his eyes open up.
Yeah.
So he's not dead. Is he paralyzed? Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Will he ever fight again? Probably yes, because this is the Karate Kid.
That's
I mean, yeah, he's gonna fight again.
He's
In the
gonna
end,
fight
we didn't see any of Elizabeth Shue.
No,
Ironically.
but I guarantee she's in this.
If you got to the end of season 2 of Cobra Kai, you know there's a hint to the Elizabeth Shue girlfriend character from the movie.
Johnny's
Johnny
texts
girlfriend,
her or
and-
something,
yeah,
I think, and then it showed like he was waiting for her to text back, and then it shows
She
her
texts back.
actually texting back, but he left his phone on the beach.
Yep.
Dummy.
So we didn't see that. I guarantee they're saving it for the film because she's done with the boys and she's going to make the hop from Amazon to Netflix.
I
It's
love
gonna
it.
be freaking great. I'm glad they held off on that.
I know.
Give us this teaser. Next trailer, you're probably going to see her.
Yeah, right.
Without a doubt. So, guys, I think this trailer absolutely works. Very excited about season 3 coming out January 8th. Let us know in the comment section. Did you watch Cobra Kai on YouTube? Are you just now watching it for the first time on Netflix? Sound off and let us know what you think about this trailer. So, next big nerd news story of the week, guys. We've talked a lot on Chuckload of Comics about the show Raised by
Oh,
Wolves.
so good.
HBO Max series. Really one of the most ambitious shows to air in a long time.
Hands down.
This show leaves nothing on the table. They got the top directors. It's one of the coolest little sci-fi epic shows I've ever seen on television.
Absolutely.
It's up there
cinematic.
with it's cinematic quality. It's like Alien. It's like Prometheus level fucking awesome. Anyway, the the showrunner, Aaron Guzikowski, announced he teased that there will be a season 2.
Oh, sweet.
He talked with the people because if you watched, they just wrapped. Their finale was this week.
Yes.
And it was just a hell of a open-ended.
No kidding.
Finale. I mean, I got to the end. I'm like, shit, man, is there going to be?
I know.
Is there going to be another season? And then they just leave it wide open for another season. Spoiler alerts: if you haven't watched it, if you haven't finished it, we are going to get into some spoilers and plot details of what happens in season 1. So he was in an interview with the folks over at Collider. I highly recommend you check it out. Just Google search Raised by Wolves Collider interview. Fucking phenomenal article. He said that he's well in development on season 2 and that he has a 5 or 6 season story arc planned for Raised by Wolves. So he's planning for a 6-season show. He might be putting the cart before the horse because I don't know how many people are actually watching this, even though it's phenomenal. TV just turned off completely. That's cool.
No, I think a lot of people are watching it. I'm hoping because I want to see so much more. And I also love the fact that it seems like he has an ending in mind.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning, or give us the beginning and give us an ending. He
actually said that he has an ending for the show if HBO Max allows him to go all the way to the ending.
I hope so.
I don't think they're going to get a 6th season, but who knows? Maybe people start watching. So I got a lot of quotes I want to read you.
Yeah.
In his article with Collider, first thing he says is there's going to be a lot more flashbacks in season 2.
Fun.
So, and perhaps some present day Earth peaks as well to see what might be going on there after everything's over, because there are still necromancers on Earth. They were left behind. Most of them were, anyway. He said the Mithraic, who were the religious zealot people. He said they obviously didn't want to bring any of the necromancers with them. They were done with that. So they didn't trust them. So they just left them on Earth, except for obviously the ones that we see that star in the show. So we're going to get some flashbacks to what's going on Earth.
Oh,
and currently,
so
present day,
cool.
which is badass.
Which sounds like it's just full of a bunch of necromancers and androids.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's
Well,
awesome.
there's still Earthlings because not everybody hopped on the Ark.
I thought everybody died.
I don't think they did. I think some of the people hopped on the Ark and hauled ass. I think there's still a lot of Earthlings hanging out on Earth, but they're just shitload of necromancers hanging around there. Or maybe it is nothing but necromancers.
I don't know. Either way, I want to see it.
Because they didn't really, they did some flashbacks to Earth past, but they never went back to Earth present.
Right.
So according to Aaron Guzikowski, they're going to be going back to Earth present.
Sweet.
Fucking love that. So other thing he said, he was talking about those pentagonal temples.
Yeah.
You know the pentagonal temples
here's one with Ragnar.
Marcus and his crew, they found it out in the desert and they worshipped it in season 1. He said that season 2, we're going to see another one in the tropical zone. Exactly what he said was, he said, I can say there are more of them according to the scriptures. So according to the Mithraic scriptures, there's multiples of these.
There's 5 of them.
Aaron said that there's 5 of them. Sweet. And in each of them is supposed to be a hidden the answers to sort of the ultimate Mithraic mysteries, the thing everybody's trying to get to the bottom of. But beyond that, I can't tell you too much more, except that we'll see another one in season 2, and I think we'll get a lot more into what it is and how it works and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
So there's 5 of these things.
Yeah.
There's 5 temples. They're pentagrams, so they're 5 pointed.
Makes
Lots
sense.
of 5s going on. You and I talked about how this whole earth, wind, fire, air, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's 5, right? Earth,
5
wind,
elements.
fire,
Yeah.
air. What's the 5th one?
Water.
So obviously this one was fire because it was hot inside and it was in the desert. Next one you see, he said it's going to be in the tropical zone, probably going to be water or
Makes
maybe
sense.
Earth.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
It's so cool.
That seems pretty obvious that that's where he's going, right?
I think so too. And Earth isn't ground, not Earth isn't planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be 5 of them. And it also goes back to when he said that there's going to be 5 seasons. So maybe each season we get a different one.
Yeah,
Learn more and more about him as the shows go along.
Nice. Good. Man,
nice way to guarantee yourself at least 5 seasons.
Yeah, right?
Smart, Aaron. So he also teased in this article about, he talked about the voices. The voice that people keep hearing in their heads. It's moved around. What he said about the voices is, he said it's interesting. Marcus, because it was a little bit crazy when he got onto Kepler 2022b, he was already a former child soldier who then changed his face and spent 12 years pretending to be this religious captain and has all the issues to begin with. And then he starts hearing the voice and it goes where he goes. But I think that's kind of a clue, that idea that if you really look at it, there is some connection to be made in terms of who hears the voice, when, and how many. Really, I think only one person can hear the voice at a time. Is basically what he said.
That's so cool.
So it's interesting because the voice does kind of seem to go from person to person to person to person. You know,
it does.
We went to the dude with the helmet on his head, then it left him and went to Ragnar. Left Ragnar, it went to the kid.
Sorry, we keep calling him Ragnar. It's just that's
Well,
just what
we're Viking
we know. His
fans.
name's Marcus, but we just keep calling him Ragnar.
Ragnar Lothbrok
He'll
forever.
always be Ragnar.
And then it went to the kid. It went to, and they never really talked about like
Mother too.
It went to
Mother's
Mother,
here in the
who's
voice.
an android, and she's here in the voice. And they don't talk about how they're seeing the ghosts of dead.
Yeah,
They left so much shit wide open in
They
this.
sure did. Because a lot of the people, it's almost anything that falls down those holes.
Yeah,
it
the
comes
pits.
back. The pits comes back in memory or ghost form or something. We have no idea.
So, guys, I barely scratched the surface of all these quotes in this article. So definitely go, just Google search Raised by Wolves Season 2 Collider. Read this article. There's like 9 more of these quotes. Like, he really expunges his plans for Season 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yay!
So check it out, guys. Raised by Wolves. If you haven't watched it on HBO Max, check it out. Get HBO Max just for this show alone. It's absolutely phenomenal. And sound off in the comment section. If you watch it, what do you think about these quotes? We'd love to hear about it. So final nerd news story of the week. This is a big show. Ms. Marvel.
Yay!
The Disney Plus, the newly beloved character Ms. Marvel has finally been cast for the long-awaited Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
The Disney Plus corner of the MCU has seen some significant growth.
No kidding, but
Past 2
growth
weeks,
in
huh?
as far as announcements. We haven't seen
No
any
shows
actual
yet,
shows, but that's okay.
But we got the casting of Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk last week. Or 2 weeks ago, we got the Nick Fury series that was announced last week. You're right, though. Getting a lot of announcements, not getting any shows.
No meat.
We will get WandaVision this before 2021 starts. So anyway, we have another major piece of the puzzle, major casting news. Marvel Studios said they finally found their Ms. Marvel.
Awesome.
It is newcomer Iman Vellani.
Look how adorable she is.
She looks the part so
I
much.
know.
She's cast as the lead character, Kamala Khan. Who is Iman Vellani? Nobody knows.
Not sure.
Nobody knows.
That's okay.
You checked her IMDb. I don't think she has hardly any acting credits at all. Maybe some commercial work, some small television work. And that's got some people worried.
Oh, no.
That she doesn't have. It's like, hey, why don't you, here you go. You got Tatiana Maslany cast. You got all these fucking big movie stars cast. And then you get this absolute newcomer. Doesn't bother me one bit.
Me neither.
Sound off in the comments. I'm really curious what you guys think. You gotta trust the MCU. You gotta trust Kevin Feige.
Man.
You gotta trust their casting people. I mean, look what they did with Tom Holland. Nobody knew who Tom Holland was before Spider-Man, and now he's a household name.
Or even Chris Hemsworth, essentially. Like,
Chris
nobody
Hemsworth?
really knew who he was before Thor.
Very few people. I would go as far as to say Chris Evans wasn't a household name.
That's true.
Yeah, he'd been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
He's probably very movie star-ish, but
That's a good point.
household name, maybe not Sebastian Stan. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
I say nobody because it's not.
Right.
I'm not dismissing them, but they weren't,
They weren't
household
names. Exactly.
Dave Bautista was a wrestler
Yeah.
before Guardians of the Galaxy,
And Chris
now
Pratt
he's
was
an
a
actor.
comic actor in
Chris Pratt.
Parks and Rec.
Yep. Mark Ruffalo,
Yeah.
Karen Gillan, obviously Doctor Who and stuff. But I mean,
Yeah,
he wasn't a household name in the States.
Right.
So I trust that they know how to pick their newcomers.
I
They
agree.
they see something in this girl. She's the perfect age. She looks the part
Oh, yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if you think about it, like, how many that age girls do you see acting that you know about now? Like, that is a household name. I mean, come on. You kind of want to find the right person to fit that character.
They cast it right. It's going to be the first
Yeah.
Muslim superhero we've seen on the
Exactly.
small screen or big screen.
Sweet.
A little bit about the character. If you don't already know who she is, if you're not playing that video game, people are loving her, by the way. That new Avengers game just dropped, and I think you start the game as her. I don't play video games, but
That's what I've heard.
everybody's talking about Kamala Khan and Ms. Marvel. She's actually an Inhuman, if you didn't know that. If you don't know who the Inhumans are, Google them. Pause this, Google them, come back. She undergoes Terrigenesis, the Terrigen mist that turns you from a regular
Yeah.
person and it unlocks your Inhuman
And
DNA.
kills you if you're not inhuman.
Yeah, it fucks you up if you're not actually Inhuman. So she gains the ability to kind of morph her body into virtually anything. She's kind of a mixture between like
Mr. Fantastic.
Green Lantern and Mr. Fantastic. She can just morph into stuff, which is pretty dope. She's inspired by her heroes that she sees in every day. You got to remember, she's living in a world of the MCU.
Right.
She especially is inspired by Carol Danvers,
Aw.
Captain Marvel. So she takes it upon herself to give her name Miss Marvel, and the rest
Good
is
for her.
history. She even has the S that, or the lightning bolt that the old Ms. Marvel used to have before she became
nice.
Captain
Yeah.
Marvel. So, very harkens back to the original Ms. Marvel character. So an awesome character. You and I talked a little bit about will this pave the way to other younger superheroes? We got Cassie Lang is probably going to play a big role in season or episode Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3. There you go.
3. Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the new Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yep. And what was Iron Man's daughter? I mean, it's all kinds of kids.
Aww.
Up and coming, man.
Yeah. And,
so,
we need new blood in this MCU, I think.
We do. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And last little bit, and I probably should have put this closer to the beginning because no one's watching this anyway, but Kevin Feige announced that Kamala Khan, along with her other Disney Plus counterparts, will appear in the MCU films as well. So it's been official.
That's
that
awesome.
These people, the She-Hulks, Moon Knights, all these fresh new characters that are coming out will be making the transition onto the big screen.
Man, that's so cool. I love it.
Way cool.
It's kind of perfect timing, too. I know that with the coronavirus and being kind of, theaters aren't running much at all now. Yeah. And so it's kind of, it's interesting. I've never thought about that, how the timing of Disney Plus and these TV shows couldn't be more perfect.
Kind of is. We're getting the
Did
MCU.
Kevin Feige create COVID?
Oh, God. That's an interesting question. Hashtag.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. COVID Kevin.
COVID Kevin.
Got it. Probably not, but that's very interesting. Like, we're getting the MCU streamed right into our living rooms, and it's going to tie directly into the theaters when they open back up.
Right.
Really exciting stuff, guys. So, again, we could talk about this all day. I'm curious what you guys think about Iman Vellani and the Ms. Marvel show in general. Are you playing the video game? How excited are you for Ms. Marvel? Let us know in the comment section. So that's our whole show. It was a doozy. It was a very long one. That's what she said. So that's about it for the week, guys. Thanks for watching Chuckload of Comics. Again, if this is your first time to the show, take a second, click the subscribe button. I'm sorry my TV turned off behind me. Shit happens. Technical crap happens all the time. So we'll see you here next Sunday, guys. Have a fantastic week. Be nerdy. Enjoy. Read comics. Watch movies. Be safe. Wear a mask.
Yes, please.
And don't vote for Donald Trump. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.